Hey, what's going on? Chuck here, and today we're going to be talking about paid versus organic marketing methods. So let's take a look at my screen and so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because when it comes to marketing, the same terms are used to describe a bunch of different things. But in the context of marketing for a construction company or a local contractor, that's what I'm talking about here. So if we look at my screen, I went to Google. 92 or 94% of people these days are using Google to find local businesses. And so they go into Google and they type in something like this: remodeling contractor near me, or Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. That's where I'm at. That's what they're going to type in. The first thing they're going to see usually are advertisements. So these four search results right here are ads. So when I talk about paid marketing, I'm talking about things like this, things that you're paying for directly. And what that means is, this company, Powell & Sons, if I click on this button right here, Google's going to charge them for that click. It could be anywhere from $2 to $200. It just depends on how much people are bidding for these clicks. When I talk about organic marketing, I'm talking about things like this. This is Google Maps. And then below Google Maps, we've got regular search results. I can click on any of these things and nobody's paying for that directly. Typically, we call this organic. So organic is like somebody just found you online. Maybe they read some of your reviews, they looked at your website, whatever, they found you organically. Through paid methods, they're going to find you by clicking on ads, which I guess would be called inorganic, because you are paying to assert yourself right in someone's face. So that's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna look at the short-term and long-term profitability of paid versus organic marketing as I see it. And so when we do paid marketing, usually we're doing Google ads. When we do organic marketing, usually we're focusing mostly on Google Maps here. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about. We're going to move over to my iPad and I'm going to show you some charts and we'll take a look at that. So here we are on my iPad. You see I've got two charts here. So let's zoom into one of these things. So we'll start off with paid. And now this example, as I'm showing you, this is just one example. I chose some numbers, and these numbers are what they are. And if you were to do Google ads or something, most likely your numbers would be different. Every single project is going to have different numbers, but for the sake of explaining these concepts, we're just going to go with some really general numbers. So we're going to assume that this project, it has $1,000 a month budget, so we're spending $1,000 on these ads every month, and we are assuming that they are able to make a 200% profit on this, meaning that for every $1,000 they spend, they're able to make $2,000 back. So gross profit would be $2,000. After they subtracted the $1,000 they spent on marketing, their net profit would be $1,000. So each month they spend $1,000, they make $2,000, and the net profit is $1,000. And so if we just the left axis is how much they're spending and how much they're making, and then the bottom axis is how many months have gone by. So this is a 21-month chart. And as you can see, let's just go with it. $1,000 a month being spent. That's very linear. Every month they spend another $1,000. And if they are able to turn the 200% profit and net $1,000, this is what they're going to be looking at. Every month, $2,000 more dollars. And this area in here is the net profit zone. And so you can see over time their net profit is growing. And if we look right at the beginning of the chart here, you can see that, in this perfect world example, they are profitable from day one. And so that is one of the nice things about paid advertising, is when you do it right, you're pretty much going to be profitable from the very beginning. And you'll see in a minute when I talk about organic why that matters. And then over time, you can average your numbers and you get really predictable results. And so in this perfect world situation, they're going to be looking at about $10,000 net profit at the 11-month mark. And as time goes on, the profit will grow and grow. At 2 years or 24 months, they've spent $24,000 on ads. They've grossed 48,000, and so their net profit is 24K. So just perfect world example. Maybe if you were to run ads, you would start with a lower budget or a higher budget. Your results would be different, but just for the sake of explaining these concepts, let's go with these nice numbers. Now let's take a look at organic marketing. So organic marketing is a little different, but the first thing you'll notice is this net profit area is much larger. And we're just going to make some assumptions here as well. We're going to assume that they don't get any customers, or they don't make any money until month 3, which is right here. And we're going to assume the same gross profit every month, which is $2,000 a month. The investment for this is a little different. Instead of just spending $1,000, the initial cost is actually $4,500. With my marketing company, that's a 3-month project, so it's $4,500 for the first 3 months. And this is assuming that you won't have to invest in any additional marketing. Sometimes that is the case, where you just get set up with the basic organic marketing strategy, and that is enough to fuel your business at least until your goals change. So with us, after the initial project, it moves to a $50 a month maintenance fee. That's just to keep the website and everything working properly. And so that's this blue line here. The first month they'll be at $1,500, second month $3,000, third month $4,500, and then from then on out it's $50 a month. And so this whole area in here, this is like the no profit zone. They aren't actually profitable until a little bit after month 4. And so this is one of the key concepts about organic, is most of the time when you're starting out, especially if you don't have anything to start with, it's going to be some time before you're able to actually see this become profitable. And actually up until month 3, there's month 1, 2, 3, they didn't get any profit. And so this company would have been out money until around just after 4 months. But with the same $2,000 a month gross profit, you can see like the main reason why this net profit zone is so big is just because the expenses die down big time. After the initial expense is done, you don't have to spend a whole lot in order to keep the results coming in. And so this is why we always like to focus on organic marketing first, because let's look at the same 11-month period. They're up about 13K at 11 months. And so on paid marketing, we're up 10K after 11 months. So that means around month 9 and 10, these two plans are about equal in net profit. But after that, the organic marketing becomes much more valuable, because after 2 years, you've invested about $5,500, you've grossed $42,000, and you've netted almost $37,000. And so if we compare that to the paid numbers, $24,000 invested, $48,000 gross, $24,000 net, we can see we grossed a little bit less here, but the net profit was much bigger. And that's just because, like I said, after the initial expense, the investment goes down dramatically. So for this reason, this is why over the years I've come to think organic marketing is better if you're not doing it already for most situations, because you can do organic marketing and then at month 4, or whenever it becomes profitable, or pretty much anytime you want. Let's say after 6 months you decide you want even more work than you're getting organically, you can just add a paid marketing strategy right on top of it. And so now you're taking advantage of both ways. And that's just kind of how it works. Let's look at a brand new example and just kind of play with the numbers a little bit. So let's say we were going to do a $2,000 a month, invest $2,000 a month. So there's $2,000 the first month, second, third, all the way up. And a nice thing about a paid marketing strategy is that you can change it anytime you want. You have total control. Let's say that you're spending $2,000 a month and then you get super busy, and around month 6 you decide to pause it. You can pause it for 2 months, and then you decide that you need work again. you can decide to unpause it. And so you're in full control over that. The downside of it is, on the same token, if you stop paying, you stop getting results. And so that's why it's kind of like it's kind of like driving your vehicle. If you stop putting gas in it, it's going to stop. Whereas organic marketing, for the most part, will just continue working for you forever. So, you can decide which one is better for you. So, let's say you're going to spend $2,000 a month, you took a 2-month break, and then you continued. And, a lot of times, especially in the beginning when people start marketing, they might not make that much back. They're not good at it yet. They haven't figured out their system. So maybe month 1, they make $1,000. Month 2, they make $2,000. Month 3, they make $2,000. And then month 4, they make $4,000. And so, as you could see, it wasn't really until by the end of month 4 that they were profitable. But after that, maybe they really figured this thing out, and they're making a consistent $3,000 a month, and now they're profitable again. So this is typically how something like this will look. And I'm showing you this because if you're going to run advertising, whether you're doing the ads yourself or you have a company doing it for you, you want to use charts like this. You want to, however the data makes sense to you, you want to be able to track this stuff and see how profitable you are. And you're looking for this area. Your profit line needs to be above your expense line. If it isn't, you're losing money and you shouldn't be doing it anymore. So let's just look at an organic example. So same thing as before. With us, it's $1,500 a month for 3 months. So that puts you at about right here. And then a lot of our clients will go to a $500 a month plan. So that's looks like this. So let's just say they finish off the initial project and they just go for $500 a month after that. So that's the expense. And a lot of times what our clients will see is they'll start getting a little bit of nibbles around month 2, month 3, and especially with remodeling or custom homes and stuff like that. It might be 6, 7, even 7 months before they get the kind of project they're looking for. Maybe they get 20 leads, but only one of those turns into a full home renovation or something like that. But typically these projects are very profitable, and so they might profit $15,000 on something like that, and in 1 month they just go from nothing to 15,000, and then it might be another 2 months before they close another deal that came through their organic marketing channel. Let's just say, for the sake of fitting on this chart, that they make 5,000 2 months later. So now they're up here, and they'll continue to plot lines along this, and the important thing is making sure that you've got more profit than expenses. I mean, it really is that simple. And I know this is simple stuff. Hopefully it seems simple to you. But the point is, you should be tracking this stuff very closely. And you have to, the way I think about organic, or the way I explain it to people, is if you're planning on being in business for a long time, then it's worth this wait over here, because this whole area right here, in this example, that's 7 months before profit. So that's a 7-month no profit zone. So this company has to have things going on already. If you are desperate for work and you are going to go out of business in 2 months if you don't get any work, you should not be doing organic marketing yet. You should find some kind of paid means of getting customers, or some kind of way of networking and getting out there, maybe even going door to door, whatever you got to do. Because with paid marketing, you have the chance of being profitable from day one, essentially. But it's also kind of risky, because when you enter into a market like this, like I showed you those 4 companies running ads. Let's just go back and look at them real quick. So there's these 4 companies running ads. We've got Powell & Sons, BCG Idaho, Home Advisor, and Angie. Okay, so we all know who HomeAdvisor and Angie are. Those are national corporations that their job is to gather people's contact information and sell it to contractors. So they're like lead generation companies. And actually, even though Powell and Sons says they're voted best in Coeur d'Alene, they're actually a lead gen company too. If you click on their ad and you fill out this form over on the right side of the page, that contact information is actually sold to HomeAdvisor or Angie, and somebody that bought your contact info on HomeAdvisor or Angie is going to be calling you. So technically, all three of these, Powell and Sons, HomeAdvisor, and Angie, are all the same company. This company right here, they actually look like a legit company. They're an actual remodeling company, which is rare. A lot of times you only see these lead resellers. And I'm telling you this because these three companies right here bidding on these keywords, like paying for these clicks, they have been doing this for years. They've been spending millions of dollars on this, so they are really, really good at it. And they know exactly how much they can spend in order to still turn a profit. And so they can spend a lot more than Joe Schmo, who just started his business yesterday, started running ads for the first time and is afraid about wasting $100. If you go into starting an ad campaign and you're coming into it with fear of losing what little money you have, it's really just not even worth doing it in most situations, because you're competing against companies that have this stuff so dialed in. And how ads work is whoever can afford to pay the most wins the game. And so these guys know exactly how much they can spend, and most likely they're able to spend more than you. Like all three of these go to HomeAdvisor. Angie and HomeAdvisor are the same thing. And they sell the same lead to at least three different people. So they might spend $100, on a click or a lead, but they get to turn around and sell it for $300. And so it's very difficult to compete with these guys on ads. But if it's done right, you can be profitable from day one. And so that's why a lot of people in the very beginning will try to go with some kind of paid means, pay to play basically. But if you are going to be in business if you're going to plan on being in business a year from now, then organic is will definitely be worth your investment. And in the long run, meaning as soon as it becomes profitable. In this example, it's at 7 months. In the first example I showed you, it's at about 4 months. As soon as it becomes profitable, it will most likely be the most profitable marketing channel that you have. And you can always add paid means on top of it, whether that means doing Google ads, Facebook ads, buying leads from HomeAdvisor, whatever you want to do. But when you have this base level of leads coming in on a regular basis organically, meaning you're not paying an arm and a leg for them, it really adds a sturdy foundation to your marketing strategy. And that's why we call our $4,500 plan the foundational marketing system, because that's what it is. It provides a foundation for your business online and for any marketing that you want to do in the future. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to illustrate the difference between these two and how they add up over time. If you're really good at ads, or if you happen to be running ads in a really non-competitive area, like I did this a few years ago. I ran ads. I only spent $300 over 2 months. So my expense was like this, boop, and then it never went up after that because I stopped running ads. But our profit, we got 3 bathroom remodels out of that, and each one of those probably profited between $3,000 and $4,000. So 1, 2, 3, and it took us about 2 months to do them. So by month 5, our profit was up here. And so, actually that's not the right line. Well, yeah, I guess kind of, because you take deposits and stuff like that. So our profitability was really good off of paid. But that was just because there was really low competition in my area. So it is possible. We couldn't do that anymore because all of these companies are doing Google ads now. But if you're running ads, or if you have organic marketing going on, grab one of these charts, go through your data and plot some of this stuff and take a look. And hopefully you'll see a really big net profit area and you'll know that you're doing the right thing. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comment section. If this video was helpful, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. And if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, and then I'll see you on the next one.